Welcome back. In the previous section, we were given the slope of a line and a particular point that the line passes through, and we were asked to write the equation in slope-intercept form, which we learned how to do. So in this section, we're going to be given 2 points on the line, and we're going to be asked to write the equation in slope-intercept form. So let's say we're given the following information. We're given that the line passes through the points 3, 5, and 2, and minus 4. Okay, so we're given 2 points on the line, and we're asked to write the equation in slope-intercept form. So let's get a quick refresher what slope-intercept form looks like. We have y equals mx plus b. Okay, so this is the form that we want to have our equation in. So how do we do this? Well, what we need to know, 2 pieces of information, is our slope and our y-intercept. But we can find these because we know 2 points on the line. So to find the slope, we have a slope formula. We simply have the difference in y-coordinates divided by the difference in the x-coordinates. So let's go ahead and find our slope. Our slope is going to equal 5 minus a minus 4 divided by the difference in our x-coordinates, which is 3 minus 2. These negative signs cancel, which leaves us with 9 divided by 1, or just a slope of 9. So now we have 2 points in our slope. Now we need to find our y-intercept in order to write the general equation. So we can actually do this by plugging in our slope and either point. It doesn't matter which one because they're both points on the line, and we already know how to write the slope-intercept form given a slope and 1 point. Well, here we have 2 points. I generally like to pick a point that has less negative signs because I tend to lose those. So let's go ahead and do this. Let's plug in the point 3, 5 into our general form equation. So let's see, here's our y value. So we have 5 equals our slope m, which is 9, times our x value, which is 3, plus b. b is what we want to find. b is the y value of the y-intercept, so let's solve for that. We have 5 equals 27 plus b, and that gives us b equals, if we subtract 27 from both sides, we have a minus 22. Okay, so this is our b value. So our general form is y equals our slope times x, and our y-intercept is minus 22. And that's our answer. Okay, so just like in the previous section, we want to find the slope and plug in that and 1 point into our general form to actually get our slope-intercept equation for the given line. All right, let's look at a few more. Let's say we have the point minus 1 and a minus 2, and we also know the point 0, 7. Okay, again, we want to go ahead and find the slope. So let's find the slope by finding the difference in our y-coordinates, minus 2 minus 7, divide that by our difference in our x-coordinates, minus 1, minus 0. Okay, instead of subtracting, we can add a negative, so we have a minus 9 divided by a minus 1. These two negatives cancel, which again, we have a slope of 9. Okay, so we know the slope, and we have 2 points. We just need 1, so let's plug into our equation. Let's use 0, 7. More zeros and less negatives is always good. So it tends to make math easier, and that's what mathematics is all about. So let's go ahead and plug in these. We have 7 for our y point, or our y value, and then we have our slope is 9 times 0 plus b. You can see the good thing about having zeros, because this cancels. 9 times 0 is 0, so we are left with b equals 7. So now we have all the pieces that we need to write the general form. We have y equals 9x plus 7. And that's the slope-intercept form for our linear equation. Okay, I think we're getting a hang of this. Let's do some more. Let's take a look at the line that passes through the point 11 minus 15 and the point 8, 6. All right. We know we're going to need our slope, so let's go ahead and find that. Our slope equals, we're going to have minus 15 minus 6 divided by 11 minus 8. We're going to add a negative instead of subtracting. So we're going to have a minus 21 divided by 3. And if we simplify this, this gives us a minus 7 for our slope. Okay, now we can plug in our slope, and one of the points, these two numbers are positive, plus they're a little smaller, so they look easier and more friendly to work with. So we have our y value is 6, equals our slope, which is minus 7, times our x value, which is 8, plus b. Let's go ahead and solve for b. We have 6 equals minus 56 plus b. We can add 56 to both sides, which gives us b equals 62. And we can write our general equation from that. We have y equals minus 7x plus the y value of our y-intercept, which is b, which is equals 62 in this case. Okay, let's do some more. Practice makes perfect. That's why we do so many of these exercises. Let's say we know 2 points the line goes through are 1, 4, and let's just say 4, 1. Okay, 1, 4, and 4, 1. And that is not a 4. There we go. Okay, we know we're going to need the slope, so let's go ahead and find that. We have 4 minus 1, right there, divided by 1 minus 4. This gives us 3 divided by minus 3, or just a slope of minus 1. And here it really doesn't matter, we're dealing with the same numbers, so it doesn't matter which point we plug in, really. So let's just go with the first one. We have 4 equals, our slope is minus 1 times x, which is 1, plus b. This gives us 4 equals minus 1 plus b, and we can add 1 to both sides, giving us b equals 5. So now we have our slope and our b value, so we can go ahead and write the general form. Minus 1, or just minus x plus 5. Y equals minus x plus 5 is the slope-intercept form for the line that passes through these given points. Okay, let's go ahead and do a few more of these. Let's take a look at the points 2, minus 2, and minus 2 and 1/2. Okay, let's go ahead and find our slope. Our slope is going to be found by getting minus 2 minus 1/2 divided by 2, 2 minus a minus 2. All right, let's be careful with our minus signs. These two minus signs will cancel. Instead of subtracting 1/2, let's go ahead and add a negative 1/2. And this is going to be a minus. This is going to be a minus 5/2 divided by 4. Let's go ahead and write it as minus 5/2 times the reciprocal of 4, which is 1/4. Which equals a minus 5/8, and that's our slope. So let's plug in our slope and 1 point to find our b value. This one has a fraction in it, so let's go ahead and use this one. So we have minus 2 equals our slope, which is minus 5/8, times the x value, which is 2, plus b. Okay, we can go ahead and simplify this as we go along and make things easier on ourselves. 2 and 8 will cancel and make 1 and 4. So we just canceled the 2, we factored out a 2 out of this term and a 2 out of this term. It's just cross multiplication. This will give us a minus 2 equals minus 5/4 plus b. We can add 5/4 to both sides, which gives us b equals 5/4 minus 2. Let's go ahead and convert this to a minus 8/4. So we have a common denominator that we can subtract. And this will give us b equals minus 3/4. So now we have our slope and our b value. They're a little messy because they're both fractions, but we need to get used to this anyways. So let's go ahead and deal with this. We have y equals minus 5 over 8 is our slope times x, and our b value is 3 over 4, minus 3 over 4. And that's our equation in slope-intercept form. All right, let's do another one. Let's say we want to find the slope-intercept form of the equation of the line that passes through the points 10, 5, and 5, 0. Okay, let's go ahead and find the slope. We're going to need that. So the slope is going to be found by, we have 5 minus 0 divided by 10 minus 5. That gives us 5 over 5, or just a slope of 1. And we can plug in the slope, and let's use this one. Smaller numbers, we have a 0. That's always a good thing. So let's plug in these to find our b value. So we have 0 equals 1 times the x value, which is 5, plus b. We have 0 equals 5 plus b, or if we subtract 5 from both sides, we have b equals minus 5. So we have our b value and our slope. So let's go ahead and write the general form of our equation. We have y equals 1x, or just x, minus our y-intercept minus 5. Okay, running out of time here, so let's go ahead and review what we just did. We're writing the slope-intercept form of an equation of a line that passes through two given points. We can use these 2 points to find the slope, which is what we need for our form, our slope-intercept form. And we also need the b value, which we can find by plugging in either one of the points, because the line passes through both of these points, so it doesn't matter which one we use. But again, we want to be smart about which points we're picking. We don't want to pick ones, if we can help it, with fractions, or we want to pick one with more positive numbers, more zeros, smaller numbers, just more numbers that are easier to deal with. So we'll move on and look at a few more of these in a later section. But for now, let's get familiar with this, and I'll see you soon.